Hello, today is November 13th, 2025, and today I'm gonna talk about a bad apple experience I had yesterday. And as you probably remember, I'm a psychological scientist, but I typically deal with executive functions and perspective thinking. So during May this year and September, I conducted approximately 70 live broadcasts here on Twitter, each hours long, where I try to answer questions you had about psychology. And I actually had the expectation that you wanted to talk about entrepreneurship thinking and stuff like that, but the majority of questions was about mental health issues. Even so, I used the American Psychological Association's dictionary to base to sorry not to base but to get a proper definition, and from that definition give you a description and to some extent an explanation, like the root cause for the mental health issues you brought up. And as you all also remember, I was recruited to Finland once because of my expertise in psychology. And I don't want to be rude, but that implies that my expertise, especially when it comes to work climate, creativity, and I think to some extent leadership, is not present in the country. What I did find out also that mental health issues are prevalent, and to a greater extent compared to my home country, Sweden. For example, the police said that women's relational aggressiveness is the big issue. Now that's a huge thing because that will inhibit executive development, stuff like that. And the month after, the Ministry of Education and Culture reported that too many Finnish kids failed reading comprehension and numeracy. So these two goes hand in hand. But also horrible reports about Alzheimer's, depression, and the future doesn't look good at all. On top of that, I have actually met a number of very aggressive people who seem not to. It's like they want to position themselves against my expertise, which I think is kind of stupid because they probably don't have my expertise, but they probably have an expertise in something else. So if we could find a way to cooperate, if they accepted to cooperate with me, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So yesterday, in 2022, I met with a vicar. They had like a hall when they invited people to offer food and talk about mental health issues. Lo and behold, I approached the guy and offered my services, and he rejected me really, really aggressive. We met two other times, and he repeated this very aggressive rejection. Now, yesterday he called me for a meeting because I was a place they have where you can do watercolor painting, and they serve very, very cheap lunch actually, vegetarian though, and 3 o'clock coffee. And he called on me to have a very interrogatory conversation when he started to accuse me of stuff. So again, for the fourth time, he was very hostile. Now here's the deal. During the stint between the first time I met him in 2022 and then somewhere in 2023, I learned that he was under investigation for causing a terrible work climate in the congregation. And I mean, long story short, we had a little back and forth, but I teach communication and stuff like that. So I just said to him that, isn't it bad to accuse me of stuff when you are under investigation for causing a terrible work climate? He got even more aggravated, which I think is bad, and opted to end at this interrogatory meeting and left. Terrible, of course, but I mean, is it just is he an outlier, or is it an example of a broader problem in Finland? Because depression and mental health issues are huge, the prevalence. So the University of Helsingfors expects 73% of the women and 70% of the men to, get the diagnosis. After that, I went to another place. Let's see if I can remember this. It was a entrepreneurship meeting, and these were the similar people actually who had issues with unemployment and stuff like that, but had a totally different approach to the situation. They did pitches with ideas and stuff like that. And we had wonderful conversations, which actually lasted very long because we were on the way to the subway, or the metro as they say here. But think about the contrast that you sort of slightly after lunch encounter a very aggressive and hostile person for the fourth time, and then you go downtown to a meeting which deals with the stuff which I'm an expert in, and you meet fantastic people who like to talk about opportunities forward in time. I mean, I can't conclude much about this, but I wrote a piece on my science blog, which I will post in congruence with this video. But I mean, I urge people to, apply humanism. Finland is in dire straits at the moment with terrible economy and high unemployment. And I do think that we can accomplish more if we cooperate and respect each other's expertise. So a little of that, I spoke to the people that if they want to cooperate, they can help me organize masterclasses. I try to avoid to do that myself. And also remember, you can do that too. And actually, I got requests for my coaching actually. That was surprising. But please, all of you are welcome. We need more cooperation. We need more humanism. We need more thinking forward in time. See you next time.